So with the official release out for Black Clover Chapter 261, you already know what time it is. We are here to break down the chapter for the official translations. And if you already seen my chapter review on Friday, you will know that the fan translations were very off. And not only that, but we had missing panels. A lot of you guys were asking me in the comment section, where is the missing panel? And some of you were saying that you wanted to wait until the official release is out to understand the chapter in better context. And I don't blame you. This is why I enjoy doing the chapter breakdown, so let's get right into it. So the way this chapter started off, it was a very deja vu moment for a lot of us because Owen, of course, cannot heal Asta's arm because he doesn't know what's happening with it, even though there's really nothing to heal because Asta sacrificed his arm for the anti-magic devil. But the deja vu moment here is that Owen tried to heal Asta's arm last time when his arms were cursed by Veto, but he couldn't do anything about it because from what we've seen so far, Owen cannot heal curses. But in this case, it is a little different because this is an entire sacrifice that Owen doesn't know about. And we're really not sure what his knowledge is on demons to begin with. So it makes sense here that he really doesn't know what to do. But he did mention that the Golden Dawn has been dismantled and he sent other healing magic mages to their aid for recovery. But he's glad that the other Black Bull members really didn't suffer any injuries, only ghosts. But that's because Finro said that Asta and Yami protect us. And it's very depressing to see Finro look that way because the way he said it was almost as if he just felt so ashamed of his own self. We seen the desperation of Finro during those last moments when Yami was being taken away, using his spatial magic against Zenon. But before that, not just him, but all of the Black Bull members that were there, they just sat and watched Asta and Yami tag team Dante. They didn't just sit there because they were scared, even though they were scared, but they sat there and watched because they wasn't strong enough and they would have been handicaps in the battle. So this is a huge loss to the Clover Kingdom entirely, but the trauma that the Black Bulls had to experience was even worse. And not all the Black Bull members know about this yet, so I do expect in this arc, all of the Black Bull members are going to have a huge team battle together to save Yami. Gray then tells Owen to take a proper look at Ghost because she's really unsure how she was able to heal him as well. He finds out that Ghost's wound was healed after a giant sword from Dante, and he's saying that this was beyond recovery. His very tissues have been reassembled. The true nature of your magic may not be transformation. And you know what? Gray was already a strange character to begin with, but this just made her more stranger because Tabata already revealed that her name, Gray, is not even her real name and we don't even know it yet, which will be revealed soon, hopefully. But this arc is definitely showing the strange people in the Black Bulls, and Gray is definitely one of them. And it's crazy to think that her essence of the magic that she has is not transformation. It could be something else entirely. I mean, she's almost unknown as much as Asta. Who is she really? And I think that in this arc, we will find out more about her identity and the true nature of her magic. We did find out that there will be a captain's meeting in a few days, so I'm very excited about this because I want to see what will be the next plan because Julius is very close to Yami, so I know that he's going to be very aggressive on assembling a team to invade the Spade Kingdom to rescue Yami and William. But I don't see him in action because since he's a kid and only has a one-page grimoire, probably after the 6-month time skip, you probably have 3 or 4 pages now, but who knows. But it will be dope to see him on the battlefield, but I doubt Marks will even let him touch the battlefield. But out of all the captains, there are 2 people I want to see their reaction about hearing the news about William and Yami, but more particular Yami, is Jack. Because Jack, we know that him and Yami are very close, they're rivals, and I do want to see Jack fight one of the Dark Triad members. Jack needs a moment, not a tag team moment where he fought with Yami against Langris, even though that was cool, but I felt like it was a little tease. But we need to see Jack go nuts, and it's a perfect arc to do so. We need to see a Mirioliona moment from Jack. And another character is Charlotte. When Charlotte, I cannot wait to see the expression on her face because she loves Yami, and I think that her true feelings, she might just express it at the end of this arc, who knows, but we know that she can run on water for this guy, so she's gonna run across that border to the Spade Kingdom in a heartbeat when she finds this out. We then see Asta wakes up and he's panting in the middle of the night, and we see that his grimoire opens up and there is Yami's katana sword, which is now Asta's. And we knew this was going to happen eventually because the moment that Asta grabbed Yami's katana sword and embedded it with NC magic, it became his. And this was the worst moment for this to happen because Asta is still suffering from PTSD from the loss of Yami, because in his mind, Yami could be dead right now. But he sees the sword and immediately he just starts running away. He just runs. He's running like he's still in battle trying to chase Yami. And then we see Asta, he cannot move. Someone asks him where is he going, and that someone is the new reveal of the Vice Captain, Nacht, which you guys told me that's the way that you should pronounce his name, because in my review, I butchered the heck out of the name, so my apologies for my German audience as well. But if I'm still butchering it, be free to help me out in the comment section. But Nacht, he tells Asta that you are no match on your own against that devil host, and there are 2 others who are just like him. Even the devil that you are counting on has given up on you as hopeless. You don't understand that right arm very well, which I am very happy that the Vice Captain has mentioned this, because we know at the end, the twist in the end of this chapter, we've seen the reveal that he is also devil possessed, but we gonna say that for a later video. But he tells Asta that it's stupid and reckless on what he's doing, and if you notice, Asta cannot move within the shadow that he's in. And that shadow was already there before Asta came out because it's nighttime. But it seems as though this mage, we know that it's a shadow magic user, but it seems as though the shadows around him, he also takes that as an advantage within his environment. So this mage is very dangerous and could be even stronger at night. Like, this is some true shadow magic right here. I like it. But we see that he tells Asta that if Yami lost, he's just an idiot. And I never went from liking someone because of their shadow magic and from disliking them so fast because this person started to disrespect Yami like crazy in this chapter. And Asta is pissed. He is the fan's reaction in this chapter because he's ready to fight. He brings out all his swords trying to fight Nacht. Well, not technically all his swords, just his Demon Destroyer's sword and his Demon Dweller's sword, but he was ready to go 4 sword styles on Nacht. I can definitely see that happening if Nacht reaction speed wasn't so fast. But you see, Asta is in this shadow paralyzed position, which definitely reminds me of Shikamaru. I mentioned this in my chapter review, but we have the Shikamaru of Black Clover. He even has a ponytail just like him, so I think it's funny to notice the similarities here. But Nacht, he tells Asta that if you can't defeat me, there's no way you can go save Yami. And then we just see this heartbreaking moment of Asta thinking about how his devil called him weak and how he let Yami get captured even though it wasn't his fault, he just wasn't strong enough. And he's saying, if only I was stronger. And he was just crying. And it was just one of the saddest things, probably the saddest moment we've seen Asta has ever encountered, because he cried before, but it wasn't in a way where he was sad or depressed. He was happy that his friends are trying to help him save his arms during a time when his arms were cursed. This hits different. This is a little different. This is probably the most, if not, yes, definitely the most depressing chapter we've seen. It was hard to read to see Asta like that. But Nacht, he tells Asta that you're stupid, but I like you. You're a very good person. Don't worry, Yami is still alive. And then you see the devil horns just popped up out of his head. And Asta, he thinks himself, Weg, just like what Julius mentioned. And he says, who are you? And he says that I am the vice captain of the Black Bulls, Nacht. And you see a demon just sitting on his shoulder like a Pokemon. And this could just be a representation of the silhouette of the demon that he possessed, and it just could be a lesser devil. But if it's not, then he is very unique. He is different than all the devil possessed users we've seen so far, because he doesn't even have a 5-leaf clover, which I assumed in my review that he'll probably have one, but we don't see a clover at all. And he tells Asta that if you want, I will teach you how to use the devil's powers. So clearly this person is an expert guru in the powers of devils. And I cannot wait to see that, because this just made the Black Bulls team a team that's already full of arcane stage mages, 90% of them. It just jumped to 95% and you have 2 devil possessed users. Man, just the ridiculous powers of the Black Bulls. They are nothing but hacks. This is the best squad in the Clover Kingdom, and I'm excited for next chapter. So if you guys enjoyed this breakdown video, make sure to leave a like. If you are new, subscribe for notification bells on. You guys have an awesome life. Take care of yourselves, and I'm out.